Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. It might be Saturday, it might be Sunday, it might be Friday or Monday. I don't know what day you're watching. Anyway, Material Mom here, also known as Angela, because my mother did not name me Material Mom. I came up with that myself. Why? Because I have a lot of material to share with you, especially today. And I couldn't wait to fall asleep and wake up so I could do today's agenda, what I'm going to do. I didn't write it down though. All right, first thing I got to do. See, look, I put some leave-in conditioner, and so, for some reason the leave-in conditioner got on this section of hair so much that now it's straight. So I could have done this before I turned on record, but I decided I'll just let you see what I did. I'm just trying this. Oh, that looks so much better. No, it doesn't. I think I need to curl up here. I don't want to get out my big one, and probably not even going to go anywhere today. I want to just go swim. Carmen's coming over. My lovely fan of mine, Carmen Rose. She's such a sweet girl. Not really. She's a spitfire, but she's sweet to me because she's always nice to me. When she was a teenager, she wasn't too nice to me sometimes. She had to live with me for a while, and I had some troubles with her, but we always loved each other. And now that she's not a teenager anymore, she's more mature. And now, we always got along, but now she has her own little apartment. She's a minimalist. She probably learned that from me. Angela, you're not a minimalist. I know, she saw all my stuff. Okay, what am I doing? I have two things to do, and you guys, some of you guys love to see it, so I was going to do it and then start filming, but I decided, no, this is something they could learn. All right. When I wear I've been liking this swimsuit because it is one piece. Oh, shoot. My thread came off and rolled away. I'll get a new one. All right. My swimsuit, it's a one piece, and I kind of like it because, you know, you just step in and pull it up. It doesn't have to have one and then another one. And then in the pool, when the water, or the hot tub, when the water blows your skirt up, you don't see your tummy like if it was a two-piece separate. So I think I want to take this one on the cruise because, you know, you're in that pool with all of those strangers, usually old strangers, old people. Yeah, especially when you go after school starts, you're not going to get kids there much. And the swimsuit will float up, you know, and the ugliest part of my whole body, I'm letting you know this, is, are you ready? Are you guessing? I know you're guessing. You will probably already know, and I don't even need to tell you. My stomach, you know, it's like bread dough, and it's like stretch marked out. And I gotta tell you this story. Right after I married Jamie, and you know, when you marry somebody new, and well, I've been married 3 times, so I know the story. And you discover each other's bodies, and I don't want to get too graphic. But anyway, he told me, because, you know, I have stretch marks going all the way around to my back, too, back here, because my babies, I was 5'1". My babies are over 9 pounds, and people who are short don't have a big midriff for the babies to stand up in, so they just pop out. And so I remember I took my waist measurement with Tyson, and it was 52 inches. So then after I had him, and I didn't inherit wonderful skin, I saw this one lady. It was Jamie's foster stepdaughter. She was big pregnant. Not one blemish on that pregnant belly, not one stretch mark. And when she lost it, it just went right back down, no stretch marks. Now that isn't fair. I want to ask him about that. How come some people got the elasticity in their skin got to have that, and, you know, I didn't get it. So Jamie said to me, you know, if we painted all your stretch marks black, you could look like a zebra. Thank you. Yep, let's try that one night. So anyway, you know, he doesn't really know what will hurt people's feelings and what will not hurt people's feelings. And to the lady who says I go on here and criticize my family the whole time, I love him to death. He's my soulmate, and I laugh at what he says because he comes up with the darndest things that Dr. Phil would tell him. Do not say that in your relationship. You don't compare wives. You don't tell your new spouse what your old spouse did better than her. Yes, he did that. He said, you know, Elaine would never go to bed with her floor being this dirty in the kitchen, you know. I said, well, too bad she's not here to clean it because I'm going to bed. I said, she could be the kitchen wife. I'll be the bedroom wife, if you get my drift. But anyway, so I just laugh at what he says, you know, forgive him. He doesn't get it. And I tell him, you needed to watch Dr. Phil because, you know, some things you don't say. You don't compare the old person to the new person, you know, in relationships. Don't do that. You do not think, you know, the new wife doesn't want to hear how she's not as good as the first wife was. I'm not. I'd rather do something else than clean house. All right, so the swimsuit. This is what I'm liking. But I have a problem because my upper thighs, I don't carry my weight up there. Thank you, Grandma. I carry it all on my belly. You already know that. So I have gaposis on the panty legs. And it's just right here in the bottom here. So I took one side in. So this time, when I was wearing it yesterday, I said, oh, look, this leg. If I lift my leg wrong, someone could look right in. Oh, that would be embarrassing. What do I need to change it? So then I pinched right here on this outer seam that needs to be taken in just a tad, like a little, you know, tuck. So I said, the next time I get my sewing machine out, I'm going to do that. It wasn't an emergency because, you know, when I'm out there in my pond, I'm by myself, my pool, which it was yesterday was perfect. Today's going to be perfect. I went out. We want to put a timer on the solar heater so it doesn't run all night. And then we're too stupid in the morning, and, you know, pretty soon we're not even going to be allowed to say stupid. We can't say retarded anymore. When it fits some things perfect, like drunks. I always say drunks are like retarded people because they're stupid. But I can't say that anymore. Pretty soon we're not going to be able to say stupid, but I was stupid. And somebody on here told me I was stupid too about my political views, which we're not going to talk about that. But anyway, thank you very much for telling me that. I probably am. I know I'm stupid in a lot of ways, but, you know, I'm teaching you something here. So I went out there and plugged it in, my solar heater, to get it going today because it makes a big difference. And so I started it up, but I wanted a timer on it. I've tried 3 different timers that I have, and they always, timers are made to go on at dusk and off at dawn. I want it to come on at dawn and go off at dusk. So I need to go buy, oh, the clock, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to go find a timer that isn't telling me what to do and I can tell it what to do. In other words, I got to keep going out there, unplug it at night, plug it in the morning. It's a nightmare. Well, I've had worse nightmares. Okay, so I've done the little tagging, so now I'm going to sew it. Now, my Bernina, if the house catches on fire, I got to get a different thread. Sorry. I had it threaded, and then I caught it and picked it up, and it rolled and flew on the floor somewhere. Then when I vacuum, my vacuum's going to find the end of that thread, and it's going to suck up the whole spool before I know it. do you know how many times I've threaded my machine? When I used to sew for people, alterations, I had to change my needle thread to the color sewing so many times. Oh, I got sick of that. And if it was horrible sewing for people because they have crazy ideas and you want to say that isn't going to work. And the other thing is, sometimes you're not in the mood to sew. You don't want to, but when you sew for a living, you have to sew every day whether you want to or not. Now, some machines, and this one can be that way, they don't like stretch fabric. That's why they had sergers and stuff. And so they just can't do it. You gotta have the right needle, and you gotta have the right, nice, expensive thread. And so I hate sewing on elasticity fabric. Don't wreck my stuff. Here, I have all my lesson, what we're gonna talk about today. It might be a long video. Oh, great. Does long always mean boring? Okay. So I find that when you have it, it works better if you keep the fabric taut. You don't pull it through, but you keep it taut. I don't know how you say that word. You know, tight, but not tight, but tight. Okay, it worked. My scissors dropped. They could have fallen on my toe. Then I would have recorded real pain on live. I found my thread spool. This is expensive thread, so I don't want to vacuum it up. My thread is under this table over here. So anyway, if the house caught on fire, grab my Bernina first and get it out. No, you could buy another one. You can't buy these good kind. Okay, now, I'm gonna wear that today. Carmen's coming. She won't get flashed. All right, remember I bought this from you know where. Well, I like the size and everything, but look at the color and the pink inside. I can already see what that's gonna look like when I use it a bit because it's gonna get all, you know, makeup. Well, I thought if I could line it with some plastic. So I got one of these, you know what these are, and I tried sewing it. It works. You can sew this. And I tried pulling it apart and stuff. It works. Now, I want to show you, they did it on this. So this is the next thing I'm teaching you. See how they sewed it like this? So that it forms, has a little bottom then to it and not just a flat. It's not just flat like this. They made a little bottom to it without any extra fabric or anything. Well, I want that too because, you know, your makeup's not flat. So here's how you do it. I'm going to show you. All right, see this? I already did this side, which I'm not going to be turning this inside out because when I put this inside, I want the good in here. So what you do is you take your pointy corner that you sewed flat, put your finger in there, and then you fold it the opposite way. You see this seam here and this seam here? You line this up, and you're just going to stitch straight across right here. And it will form a bottom. Now, I do this on cushions. When I'm making my outdoor cushions, and you want them, you have to measure how wide your mattress, your foam is, and then sew that much. And then you have a bottom. And Tyson, my sweet son, my sweet largest baby that was worth it to me, yes, I would go through all the pregnancies and big fat babies again and more stretch marks to have my children. It was worth it. Okay, now you see, it has a bottom right here, just like this one. All right, let's see if I measured correctly. And I sewed it with this dark thread. I don't care. It's not going to be seen. But I am going to stitch this. See, now it's the perfect size. And I'm going to roll this down like this. And I'm going to stitch it underneath the zipper. underneath the zipper. Let me fold this all down. I wish the Temu wasn't here, this orange part, but that can't be helped. It'll be fine. No one's gonna see it. Okay, I'm folding this all down nicely, evenly. And then on the below the zipper right here. Now they do not, oh yeah, they do have stitching. And I'll just get white thread or pink thread. And I'm gonna stitch this down. But not right now, but I'll show you the finished product later. And look, it's gonna be, now you could do that. You could use these Temu bags and do it to any of your bags, your swimming pool bag, your child's, you know, if you have a purse diaper bag thing and you want it to be waterproof because the bottle always spills in there. And then, oh, it will stink. If it has spilled milk in there and you don't wash it, and then that formula starts stinking, has that happened to you? It didn't happen to me ever because I breastfed all my children. And it was easier for me. I know it's not for some people. Okay, so that is my project. And it has a nice bottom. I'm gonna show you the bottom corners, how that worked inside. See down there? And it's a go-go original. A-go-go original. Okay, so now you're gonna see in person how I have the perfect all-purpose setup. I take my sewing machine and then it has a shelf down under here and I just put my sewing machine down under here, which my mirror is falling. I have one of these mirrors for my makeup. Do you have one of these? And here's my socks. When I sit here and my feet get cold, that's not happening this time of year, but you know, it has lights. I put this hook here so I could hang my phone on. But anyway, so I put it under here because you know how I put my makeup on right here too. Okay, that's good. Now, next, what's next? I'm gonna show you next on my agenda. I am organized today because I wanted to do this last night, but I already had taken my makeup off and I took a bath and my hair was wet, drying, and when my hair is a frizz ball, so I just didn't do it. Now these glasses I'm wearing today, I should start talking about my 25 pair of glasses, which ones I'm wearing every day. These are green, and these were from Wear Light. And Autumn, I didn't realize hers are red, just like this. But when I first got them, I thought they were too big for my face. I still think they're too big for my face, but big is in now, I noticed. So last night, I was alone. Jamie's gone, right? And so I was like thinking, I'm going to get a lot done because I'm alone. I'm home alone. I locked all my house up early. I wasn't alone because Parker's here still, but he doesn't bother me. He just goes to his room and I can't even hear him. I don't know what time he came in even. I told him, lock the front door after you come in, so he did. But I thought I'm going to get all this stuff done because no one's here to bother me. And did I? No. What did I do? I don't even know what I did. Well, I got all this stuff ready and I went for pizza to eat, so I didn't have to cook. My kitchen's clean and now I don't have to go clean it this morning because nobody cooked in it or ate out of it. What am I doing? Fixing my nail. Because when I'm in a hurry, I might just glue one on because that's the easiest and fastest. So, what are you doing? Get my old rag. And so, if you don't know, if you're new to my channel, I cut up my husband's old shirts and underwear and stuff. And I keep these old rags by my chair because I have pretty towels, but if I use a pretty towel, it's gonna look like this after a while. So for my dirty jobs, spills, which I spill a lot, I just have my old rag here. So I am gonna show you how easy this stuff is to use. If you're new, you don't know about it. It's called Orly Gel Fix Builder in a Bottle. $25 a bottle. You get it on Amazon. I'm not linking anything. Because just go on there. Orly, O-R-L-Y, Gel Fix. If you're interested in doing this. I didn't turn my sign on. Oh no, Hillary gave it to me. My little baby daughter born in a car. There. And I'm wearing my Tima dress that I took in because remember I got too big and the shoulders were way down here. And oh, it was a big mistake. And so I returned it. And they said, here's your money back, but you can keep it. Why am I keeping a dress that I love, but it wouldn't fit me? So I thought, well, then I'm just gonna spend the time and fix it. I got it for free. So you put this, clean your nail really good. That could be a thumbnail. And put this stuff on. Okay, do not let it touch your skin. And you put it on, you know, kind of not thick, but you don't want a thin job because it's building your nail. Now, I think that professionals do this and actually build a tip and stuff. I don't really know what they do. Because like I said, I told somebody, I might buy a lot of shoes and purses. I mean, I buy cheap ones. I don't buy $30 purses. They have to be less than 30. I do have a Michael Kors and a Coast, no, what's that called? Coach, and two Michael Kors. They're expensive purses. So I do, but they were gifts from people. My son, Tyson. Thank you, so I can use it to when I go places, and if I want to be thinking, oh, look, she has a Michael Kors purse. Okay, but they live in Michigan. So I think there's outlet stores and better stores than we have. Well, any town has better stores than we have. Okay, so then you have to put it under your light. Now, I am allergic to gel polish. And before I learned all about it and researched it, I would put it on. I loved it. I had lots of bottles of it, and it was wonderful. It put the light on me. And after like an hour, my fingers start itching all the way around so much that, and then burning, that I want to rip my fingernails off. And that's just the gel polish. And so, in the middle of the night, that one time I tried it only on 2 fingers to see if I was still allergic to it. Oh yes, I didn't have to wonder what's going on. I took that gel off right now. My air conditioning's going. You can hear the hum in the background, sorry. But if I turn it off, it'll start warming up and I will sweat because it's gonna be 90 today, 92. I wanna cool in here. So anyway, I knew then that I cannot, at first I thought it was the UV light that was hurting me. No, I did my research, and there is something in gel polish that some people are allergic to it. And once you get the allergic reaction, because I didn't in the beginning when I first started wearing it, I don't know what happened, I just got allergic to it after a while. You don't get over it, it said. Once you have it, you're gonna have it forever. So I gave all my gel polishes to Ari, because she is a teenager, but she does them good. And I didn't want them just sitting here wasting, because I knew I'm never getting over it. And I'm certainly not going to do anybody else's fingernails. So I gave her all the gel polishes. That was a mere bonus award for her. What's the word? She won. I usually do 2 coats. if my fingernail is really, my own fingernail is really long and I don't want it to break, then I use 3 coats. But right now, this one, it's short, it's not gonna break. And then my thumbnail is this, I gotta decide what to do with my thumbnail too. I might just paint it red. And that's why I like to get nail polish the same color as the fake nails. Because some of my nails, each nail is a different story. Some of them are fake, some of them are real, and some of them have this stuff on them, and some of them just are polished. So I know, it doesn't look professional at all. It's okay though, I'm not trying to impress anybody. And I heard sweet little, I gotta write her name down, Mimi's Life. What's her first name? Diane, I think it is. I love her, I watch her every day. And to me, she said, I whistled. She said, because she was gained a little weight or something. Anyway, she said, but my husband loves me, and so it doesn't matter. Oh, it's about her arms being, you know, what happens when we get old. And she goes, my husband loves me, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going with the short sleeves anyway. I don't care what it looks like. And isn't it good we finally reached that point where we don't have to hide our everything? Because we want to live too, and we'll go swimming. But she said, my husband loves me, so, you know, but he's the only one I want to impress. She didn't say that. I added that, because that's what I think. Jamie loves me. He might tell me, oh, you're looking like my grandma more. But he loves me. It's in spite of everything he says. Which, okay, so last night, I'm alone. He's gone. Well, I'm thinking, I am free. I can leave the TV on all night. I can just stay awake and do everything and crochet. I can crochet a whole couch cushion cover. Which one lady said that I was selfish because I buy everything for myself. I do not. Anyway, and I give away these darling, that aren't so cute to me anymore, couches, cushion covers. I give away one of those, sometimes 2 a week. Now, how long does it take me to crochet one? Several hours. I buy the yarn. So, oh, I forgot this one. So it's total donation on my part. I don't think that's being selfish. I think of others. I guess I think of myself too. She thought so, which we all should. Don't you think we should think of ourselves? We owe ourselves relaxing time. We owe ourselves time to spend beauty time, to keep our bodies looking good. And, you know, we owe ourselves things like that. You got to be well-balanced in moderation in all things. And so if I buy a few things for myself, it's okay. And another thing I want to tell you this, what I've always said, but I don't think I told you guys. My feet, I am a ½ inch taller. Because of my hip replacements, it made me taller. But my feet have not grown since I was 14. They say your feet stops growing a year after a girl has started her monthly cycle, and then a year later, she doesn't grow anymore. You have to give them a year on their periods, and then they're full grown. Not fat-wise, just height and foot. So, my foot's been the same size for that long. So, if I like a shoe, like I have some shoes from the 70s, and if I like a shoe, it's still good. I'm not gonna get rid of it. Why would I get rid of it? Then I'd have to buy another one. Spend my whole life searching for another shoe that looked like that one when I was 14 and loved it. So I do have, someday I should get out my oldest shoes to show you because they're still in style. It was the 70s. They're back in style again. And to me, having a perfect outfit, you know, like it's an artistic thing in me that I want to look totally coordinated, and it's an art to have the perfect outfit. To me, it's not to you, that's fine, I don't care. But for me, And so I come up with, I have the perfect shoe that balances the whole thing. And that's what my fun stuff. So, you know, I told you the story about how I want to be a painter. And my little granddaughter, when she was little, Autumn, one of my granddaughters, Autumn, this cheap crap thing, look, this comes out, and then look, what's going on? Get with it. Now the lid won't stay on, why won't it? Timu, your stuff is crap. Anyway, Autumn goes, I said, Autumn, I want to be a painter. I just don't have time. What should I do? And she goes, Grandma, just do it. Which, that isn't it. Anyway, I'm going to make a sticker that says, just do it. And so, last night when I was looking for stuff that I wanted to show you, I found this, my painting. I want to show you my painting. Because I did make a painting. I started 3 of them. I only finished 1. So maybe if I leave this out, I will. This is a canvas pad, 10 sheets. And I bought a long time ago so I could be a painter. Okay, I'm going to show you my painting I did. Is it good? Not really. Not really. Am I going to frame it and hang it? No, not really. But I have it. Oh, when I die, my children are going to fight over this because I noticed my microphone isn't working too well. I need to talk louder. Okay, here it is. My one painting. I'm not hanging it. And I just leave it in here. I think I did good on the clouds. Good on the rocks. The rocks are good. That's about it, though. Okay, here it is. I painted it. Did I sign it? I didn't. Oh, no. I need to sign it. Okay. Look at the rocks. The shading on the rocks. That's pretty good. And the clouds. I think I might have potential. Just do it, Grandma. Okay. I'll show you my second one I started, but I never did get to it. I put it all away. This was just the beginning, the coats for the fabric. I mean, the back, you know. And then I wanted to do a sunset one. And so I got this far on this one. I don't know what my vision was. So, do I like to paint landscaping? I don't know. Our teachers in high school were lousy. That Miss Fox, I can talk about her, she's dead now. But she would put everything on the board, chalkboard, what we were supposed to accomplish during that semester. Calligraphy, which I did learn how to do calligraphy quite well. I'll show you a sample of it. And then she had all these projects she wanted us to finish. Well, she didn't teach us how to do anything, shading and everything. Stupid lady. I wanted to learn. And so, I didn't learn anything. And here I see my grandkids with their teacher and how they are taught shading and pencil art and everything. I was like, my teacher was lousy. I should have reported her. She was a smoker, and we all knew that. And then during class, she would just leave us. And so, you know, we didn't care. We were glad. And so, then when she came back in, she smelled like an ashtray. So we knew she was out there smoking. And I think that made her be a bad teacher. I never saw any art that she did. I didn't draw a line underneath. I'm not a straight person. But I learned how to do calligraphy, Old English. And so I just love, you got to keep practicing. Somebody goes, oh, teach me how to do it. No, you can't learn. It's going to take you forever. You got to like practice and practice. And now all you have to do is have a computer, put in the font, Old English. So I learned it for nothing. And at Christmas time, I always like to do calligraphy on my Christmas cards. Okay, you ready? This is just a quick thing, just a quick job. That's not that great, because the felt pen isn't your real professional. Anyway, all right, that's enough. All right, so anyway, I'm going to paint again. Maybe it's a winter project. So last night I'm laying in bed. This is one of the things I did. And I have mosquito bites. The Vicks behind the ear, it worked because I didn't get any mosquito bites around that area. But I did get one on my knee and I got one on my ankle. Well, I was going through trying to find a piece of paper to write down some things I wanted to remember, because I looked at one of my videos and I go, I look like a loaf of bread, a piece of bread. And then I'm thinking, that's horrible. And then you might thinking, yeah, we know. No, here's why I look like a piece of bread in my video. I was like this. When I'm out in my pond floating and crocheting, I'm like in this position. Guess what? In here doesn't get any sun. This looks like a piece of bread, and this is the crust of the bread. White part, crust. My whole arms are like a crust of bread. And that is like, I need to go out there and just do this. Then I can't crochet when I'm out there. So it's just, and I'm kind of flaking up here. It's just a dilemma for me. What do I do? So, doesn't matter who's looking at me, except on here. I wonder how many people thought, her arms look like a piece of bread. Soft, risen bread. So I was looking through the papers because I wanted to write that down to remember to say that. And I came across this. Perfect timing. A recipe for bug bites. It was meant to be. I didn't even pray about it, and I found this. Okay. So I got my old jar that I saved, and I mixed the potion up, and I put it in here, and I tried it. Now, I did not get to get it on my back where the mosquito bite is, because I'm alone. I hated that. All right, here's the part. I will link this recipe below in my description so you guys can do it too. Go to the Dollar Tree and you can get all this stuff. Equal parts of Benadryl cream, which it might be called something else because it's an antihistamine cream. And whatever Benadryl, like the real medicine name for it, I don't remember what it is. I was going to look at that, but that's what you get. And then Lidocaine, which is for pain cream. Double amounts of that. So squirt in, squirt in. You can use a measuring if you want, but I just used my eyesight in the jar and made a pile of each one the same size. Then you mix with double amount of hydrocortisone cream. So then on the other place, and then you mix it up good and you put it on the bite. Now, if you have a really irritated one, you can use a small tux or cover it with a bandaid. You have to tape it if you use a tux pad. But if that's a wet pad, it won't stick. But you could cover it with the Band-Aid if you want to load up the cream and stuff. But I think it worked last night on my knee and ankle. So I'm sharing this. I don't know where I got the recipe, but I am so glad I found that. So put this in a safe spot. File that away. Okay, next. I'm going to announce the winners for the next winners for the blue couch cover and the gray. Here's the gray one. You can't see the gray one. And I made white pillows on the gray. Okay. The blue couch. No, I'm not going to announce that one first. The gray couch cover. And I want that person to know, if you take this out in the sunshine, there is a lot of lavender color in that gray. You know, you could get grays with green tones or blue tones or lavender tones, but it's really gray. So these two winners are firsts. We have our first man winner, Jason Benson in Massachusetts. I was holding that up. Oh, sorry. Okay, so he's getting the gray one. I haven't boxed it up or mailed it yet, so it's going to be at least over a week before you get it, Jason. Don't get too excited. And then we have an international across the ocean winner from Australia. This is a monumental moment. Wait, we got to do this. I got to do this. All right, which one is it? Just a minute. From Australia for the week 5 of July is Sally Clark. Those are the winners. So Sally is a winner. So that I'm so happy you guys won, I guess. I'm happy. Is it getting old? Maybe we don't even want them anymore. We're sick of that. We don't want it anymore. Okay, so it's, you know, next week I'll mail those off. All right. Now, I want to address a couple other things. Tomorrow, no, it might have been yesterday. Anyway, I posted another rant video. I decided whenever I get bad comments, I'm going to share them with everybody because, you know, that person must want attention. So I made another video about that, and I'm laughing. I just laugh at them because to me, they're judging issues they don't even know about me, and they think they know everything. And usually they're pointing a finger at me when they got, you know, 3 coming back at them. So I just laugh at it. But poor, hey, everybody, Erin, somebody did it to her. And they said that, you know, they thought she might have been a special needs person or something, you know, totally cruel to her. And she, I mean, it made her cry. And she said she almost stopped doing her YouTube channel. And, you know, we all enjoy her. She's funny. And I love her because she's like my sister, Shauna. Shauna does the same stuff she does. So I knew she was perfectly with it. So guess what I told her? I messaged her, and guess what I told her? Because this is how I think about it. Luke 23:34. I gave her a scripture. She's Catholic, so, you know, she knows scriptures. You know, if you know what Luke 23:34 is, then you are a scriptorian. But I heard scriptorian isn't a word. It's supposed to be a different scriptologist. I don't know what it is. Anyway, that says, forgive them, for they know not what they do. When that person told her all that stuff, when they tell these comments to me, they don't know what they're doing to you, the damage and the hurt behind that. It doesn't hurt me, though. I mean, I pointed out to Jamie and my sister and stuff, and look what they said about me. And, of course, they know that's not true, because this lady, Helen, she said that I was a selfish person, just buying all that stuff in there for me, and on and on. But I do a whole show, a whole program on it. I'll tell you what it's called, so you can look at it, or if you've already seen it. People's Comments. And it's going to be, it was on June 12th. So you'll get to watch that one. So that's what I decided. I'm always going to have a show on People's Comments, good or bad. So if you want to be a shout out on my show, no, don't say anything bad. That's mean. Because you don't know what you're doing when anybody you hurt or say things bad. You know, it's like you don't know what you're doing to that person's inner self-esteem and stuff. My first husband just ruined my self-esteem, telling me all this stuff about me. And I couldn't change and everything. And then you just want to feel worthless. So I changed my whole attitude. Nobody can hurt me anymore. Not even Jamie when he says Elaine was a better housekeeper than me. You're not hurting me. Because I know I'm better sober than she was. And so I just say, God, forgive that person because they don't know not what they do. And you know, we are told to pray for our enemies. And so that's what I do. I don't know what I'm supposed to pray about them to soften their heart. So I pray for my enemies. So do that. And don't get, if you have a YouTube channel, if you have people hurting you, bullying you, don't let it hurt it. They don't really know the truth. They're not walking in your shoes. So just say, you know, there's words for it I won't say. Okay. Okay, now, I wanted to be organized, so I put all my visual aids. It's already been talking 44 minutes. I gotta hurry. All right, I put everything in here. So I would remember to talk about it, because, you know, I forget. All right, one person wrote this in, and it's so good, because, you know, some of you don't want me to talk about politics. I look at it as current affairs, talking about current affairs, what's going on in the world. Anyway, she said this thing about politics. Don't lose friendships today over two men who don't even know your names. You know the two men. They don't know us, right? It's okay to have different political views and still maintain love and respect for each other. So I'm going to put this and the scripture in my descriptions below. I'll write it down for you so you can look it up, because we need to remember that. Next, thank you, Donna Belmore. She made this beautiful card, and it's going to go in my scrapbook. And she wrote a little inside the card. Look, she put fish for Jamie. I know that's for him. And she mailed this to me. And a nice letter. I'm not going to read it to you because, you know, it's private. She was a night nurse for 53 years. And anyway, thank you, Donna. And she lives in Massachusetts. Oh, and that's where Jason lives, winning that. Do you know Jason, Donna? No, that's silly. That's like, oh yeah, I'm from Alaska. I have a niece in Alaska. Do you know her? Amber, her name's Amber. Do you know her? They never do. So now, because of that, I'm going to show you this, my scrapbook, how I'm doing on it. I went to the used store. This is the best scrapbook. I wanted a bigger one, but this is the best I could get. So I have everybody who's mailed me something. I have even my Agona jewelry thing that they made me, that I got to do. So I've added all these things in here, and I write their names and the dates and everything. Do you recognize anything you did? To the sweetest gal on YouTube. And that was Charlotte Perry, said that, from North Pole. Ooh, that is Siberia. And so, all the letters, I'm going to put this in here from Donna. I'll fix it in there later. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, now next. What I want to show you a few, do I have time? A few craft projects. All right, on my sandals, my leather sandals that are, you know, I've had them for years and years, and they were coming unglued. Well, I bought the shoe glue from Temu, and I glued them up, and then I used these to clamp it down, you know, because you gotta, my dad used to glue our shoes and put them underneath the leg of the piano or the table. I couldn't do that, so I clamped it. So I haven't worn them yet. Wearing is the test for that. So I'll let you know later. Does that shoe glue, because it's a lot cheaper than shoe glue at the hardware store. Okay, next. You know, when I write, I make my little envelopes to send out with when you win a couch, and I make them. Well, actually, I bought some first, and I thought I was out of them, and I found a package of them. I was so excited. I only paid $1.09. I think there's 12 of them. But I didn't know I had them. But these are my perfect sizes. Because, you know, I don't want to send big old ones. Well, so when I didn't know I had those, and what I did was I took one apart, and I have a pattern, and I put it on other paper, and I cut my own. Because I was out of them. So then I thought, well, wait. Sometimes that paper's expensive. What about if I just, you know, see if I can find some more to order from Temu. So I put in mini envelopes. Some people say envelopes. I say envelopes. You can say whatever you want. And then I'm looking here, and they're pretty expensive. But here they have ones. I gotta show you these. There's one kind. All right. Wait till I get to my point, because I gotta show you this. Let me get it right here. Here's one. I'm like, They make them out of sacks? That's sack fabric, right? Well, I went downstairs and I found a sack from here. We have an Ace in our town, thank heavens, because we sure don't have any other thing. So then I'm so mad. Now I gotta get up and get it. Recover my material mom stuff. And it spilled everywhere. I need a bigger desk. Okay. Am I showing my behind side to everyone? I have shorts on under my dress. Okay. So I got out my pattern, and actually I've made a pattern out of stiffer stuff. This is the original. And I just drew it on the sack. I don't want this ace, you know, words. So then you have to waste some of it. And then you just cut it out. And what I did was I put, because the sacks, you know, big fold in the sack here. Well, I didn't want that in the middle of my envelope. So I used their fold with my fold, what I needed to fold. But anyway, I got 3 of them out of this sack, and I was happy. And so now, I don't know if I have any big grocery sacks, but next time I go to the grocery store, I'm gonna get me some more brown paper sacks, and then I'll tell Timu, I'm in competition with you. I make my own. And then you could just put a cute sticker on it, do calligraphy on the outside. You're gonna look professional. Professional stationery shop. So, now if you have a, you know, I'm just using this size envelope. But you could get a big envelope, make a pattern. You could even buy patterns for envelopes, metal ones. I've done that too. But you don't need to. Because, you know, we have to save money at all costs. You can get an old envelope that somebody mailed you a letter in. Take it apart. You can use it as a copy. Make your own. You can be crafty like that. That's just paper. It's not hard. You don't have to be talented to do this. So, if you're lucky enough to get a letter, a little couch cover, and you get one of these envelopes, you can count yourself lucky. You could say, tell everybody, oh, I saw her making those in real life. Okay, what's next? But now I don't have to make any for a while because I found another package of these. And then now they're $1.25 because I just ordered another one. They're cuter, I know. So anyway, okay, what's next? Okay, next. I'm almost done, people. Oh, shoot. Ruined that. Okay. Here is a picture of my family, siblings. Larry, Carolyn. This is the order we were born in. Larry, he just had a birthday a couple days ago. Carolyn, she's the one I was born on her birthday, 5 years apart. David, the baby, the spoiled baby. But he was the baby. Then Shauna came, you haven't met her yet. And then me, and then Lisa, and then David. 6 kids. 2 boys at each end. I want a brother. They didn't even do any good to each other because they're too far apart. He left home by the time he was born, 21 years apart, I think. And then us 4 girls in the middle. And we got along good. So, love my family. All right, so one comment, you know, because we were born in the 50s or whatever I was, there's not a whole lot of baby pictures of me. And some of my siblings got fortunate, got a picture with the parents growing up. Did I ever? No. So, my mother hated her picture taken, so I always obeyed her words and didn't take her picture. Well, here's another picture. Then they had their picture taken alone, and that is lovely. So, I'm going to tell you what you do. When it came their birthday times, I wanted to, because I knew what I was like. I never had. So what you do is, you go to your copy machine, I have my own, and you print up this picture. And maybe you want to enlarge it or whatever. So I did that. Then, I cut the people out of the picture. You know, like, and then I had I did want to redo them because I'm not doing that right now, but I'm seeing what I have left in here to show you. Is this the original? No. Is this the original? No. Oh. All right. And then we had an older family picture. Okay, I'll show this one. I don't have the family picture. Anyway, so I cut the people out of I printed it on cardstock paper, and I cut them out. Now, it's kind of tricky. You gotta have little scissors, make a couple of copies, you might goof. And so, here's Lisa, cut out. I did good, okay, and you cut them out. Here's Carolyn. Here's Shauna and I, the middle children. Okay, so you cut the people out, and I cut out my mom and dad too, but I didn't, I don't know why this is in there, but I didn't, I don't have one here. Where's my original with just my mom and my dad? Here it is, right here. So I cut out my mom and dad, and I got a background that would look like a studio background piece of paper. I don't know where I got it. And then I put my mom and dad on there, and then here's David. I cut him out, because in the original, you know, he was back here, back at that. And so then I put him here, I zoomed in, and then I put it on a piece of paper, and I print it like this, and when it comes out, I fold it like this, perfectly, cut around it, and it's his birthday card. And I always put Mom and Dad's favorite, happy birthday. So I did it for my brother Larry, and it turned out good, see? And I folded over, and this is my original, so I don't want to wreck it. And then I sent it to him saying, your Mom and Dad's favorite. And then I did it, another family, older family picture with Lisa. I did it on this one and cut us all apart. So then she was, I said, Mom and Dad's favorite little baby girl. And then here's another one of my goofs, probably. Oh yeah, here, when Larry comes, I'm gonna frame this one in a frame and just have it in my living room like a joke. And then I did this, I cut her out of, this is Lisa when she was little, and made a card for her and said, you know, happy birthday. I had so much fun making my own cards. You just use the pictures, steal them off Facebook, print them off, and make your own, you know, I do. I make my own cards, and people go, you do? Well, no, I'm not doing calligraphy and coloring them and painting them. I'm just stealing pictures and making cards. And then I actually did one, I couldn't find it last night, and I didn't want to look anymore. But I did one of myself, I cut myself out, because I never had a picture of me with my mom and dad. And so I cut me out. Here's the original. I take David off. And I put myself here in front of mom and dad, this one. And then I was alone with my mom and dad. And I have it framed somewhere. And either I put the picture away for something because I was trying to declutter, or anyway. But that is a fun way to do, project, to make birthday cards, specialized birthday cards. And on Facebook, I posted that picture of Larry with my parents, saying he was always mom's favorite, mom and dad's favorite. Oh, and one other person, you'll be glad to know, I took out the teenage braid. If you notice in the last some of my photos, I had a braid coming right down here, pulling my hair back, braiding it. And that one lady, Helen, oh, what are you doing wearing a teenage braid? I didn't know braids were teenagers. And I've already told you before, I did that because a doctor's wife at church, she's old, she had that, and it was cute, so I wanted to be like that. But no braid, no teenage braid. I might have one tomorrow, though. You never know. All right, some people will tell you how cute, and other people tell you how stupid it looks. So who can we trust? My mother. It's the only person I could trust. And last night, being alone, I have 2 more things to say. Last night, being alone in my bed, and I pretended Jamie was downstairs until it got too late, and I just kept expecting him to come in the door as it got later and later. Kept looking at the door, looking at the door. Wait, he's not here. Then I had called him earlier in the day to tell him something. And then he said, we're right in the middle of eating our food. I can't talk. It's too noisy in here. I'll call you later. I waited, and I waited. He'll call me. They're probably busy. Maybe they went to the show. That's why he's not calling, because his one daughter works at the theater, so they could go see a movie for free, or she pays for it or something. But anyway, he didn't ever call me. And I only slept 2 hours last night. I went to sleep at 5 in the morning, finally. When I saw the sun starting to come up, I thought, I gotta turn the TV off and go to sleep. But he never did call me. That hurt my feelings. So I called him today and said, did you forget you were married? Why didn't you call me? I was waiting all night till 5 in the morning. No, I gave up long before that. That's just Jamie, though. He only one-track mind. He can only focus on one thing, the planetarium, the restaurant, you know, one thing at a time. That's why he doesn't answer my questions when he's telling things, and I want to improve his talk by asking questions that people might have, because he didn't cover it, and he didn't even hear the question. He's focusing on one thing. All right, now, one more thing I'm going to tell about with my visual aids. I was supposed to tell this right after I showed my YouTube scrapbook. Now, I'm going to give this to Emma. I gave one to Ezra when he was born. I forgot to give one to Emma. Now, I looked at all my fabrics, and I tried to find a fabric that was cute, you know, and use those fabrics. I made this when I made Ezra's 2 years ago. And so, if you guys want to learn how to do this, comment below, and I will do a lesson on how to do this. Because, you know, like I say, I was poor. I had to do things homemade way. And so I would go to the thrift store and buy a big binder. This one's a big one. And then I use these plastic sheets that you could get at the Dollar Tree, a whole bunch of them. And I cover the binder with the fabric. And this becomes the baby book scrapbook. Now, of course, she's a baby. She's not going to do it herself. But this is a place that Autumn can keep all those papers, cards maybe she got that she wants to save from Emma, and then pictures, or she can just start building a book. And then when Emma gets old enough, Ezra gets old enough, they go to preschool and they have something they're proud of, and you put it in this book. And I did it with all my kids' scrapbooks and Chad's kids, because they lived here so much of the time. And if you don't have any pictures, you do their handprint, their footprint, paint it, you know, and stick it on the paper. Oh, they love it. And they always come home with an award, you know, for something, sports or something. They can put it in. So I found the bigger ones are better for the little children, because they're going to have a lot of papers. As they get older, they get Carmen. She was so naughty. No, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. So I had to sneak saving some of her stuff. But anyway, if you want me to teach you how to cover these nicely, hot glue gun, and you put a little bit of batting in here, and they're, you know, you get this notebook for 79 cents or something at the thrift store. Make sure they work good. Don't buy a new one, because people donate their old ones. It doesn't matter if there's writing on it and ugly. Just get the size you want. Anyway, I wanted to show you that homemade gift you can make. And I came across this. Here's another thing, a homemade gift. If you don't have fabric, you can just cut up your old husband's shirt or anything. But these are made with this shape right here. You cut out this shape, and then this, the orange is one piece, you know, I have the pattern that I got out of a Women's Day magazine years ago. And I've made these for every little kid, and they're good for babies because they can hold on to it when they get a little older and throw it. So if anybody wants the pattern for this, And then you sew them in the sections, the 3, 3, 3, 3, and then sew them together. It's not hard. It comes together easy. But it's all, well, I sew this part with the machine, but when you have to stuff it and then sew it all together, you use hand stitching. And another thing, when I was really poor in the 80s, trying to do a bazaar and make money and stuff, guess what I used to stuff it with? Dryer felt. You know, you get tons of that and you just throw it away. I stuffed them with dryer felt. It worked. I don't know if they disintegrated after years of use. So this could be a dog toy too. And then I enlarged the pattern and I made big ones, but I don't know if I have that pattern still. And frankly, I'll have to look for this pattern. It's in a safe place somewhere. Okay, that is everything that I thought about last night that I wanted to share with you. And it took 1 hour and 5 minutes to tell you all about it. So, hope you're still with me, and I'm gonna say goodbye.